welcome to the I Feel Like Rhyming Show. I am your host, Kevin KMacc McCarthy, and we're back again for some more hip-hop news, jokes, and just an all-around good time. And I'm happy you guys came back if you watched the first episodes. You know, I think I had those jokes written down for so long, and delays kept on happening, and I couldn't shoot the jokes, and, you know, I was stuttering a little bit. I mean, they were funnier the first time around, and when they were a little more relevant. I know they were on the topics that were a little older, but hey, you know, what's the difference? I mean, if it happened a week ago or it happened today, you know, if it's funny, it's funny. You know, either way, you probably weren't going to laugh, even if it was relevant news, so hey. But I'm back to try again. I'm going to get you to laugh one of these days. Let's see if today could be that day. All right, let's get into it. Some relevant news that's happening now. I guess this isn't quite happening now, but one of my favorite rappers is getting a lot of buzz. Nino, man. He went on Sway in the Morning. It did a freestyle, like an incredible beat, that inspirational stuff. And he freestyled, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't written, but my God, it was one of the best I've literally ever seen. And this guy, if you watch his old videos, he's been remixing beats for years and years. His Built for Success mixtapes and Hungry for Success mixtapes have, you know, just had him murdering beats for many years now. He's been putting beats in coffins. I mean, he's responsible for the deaths of so many beats. I mean, I think after Lil Wayne, he's one of the best at using other people's beats on freestyles, on mixtape wise. And I mean, I've been repping him forever. I've been listening to him forever. You could check my receipts on Instagram. I posted his Hungry for Success mixtape years ago. So I've actually been on Nino, man, for quite a while. Now, with his new album, Ju Heard, I knew, I've been practicing that forever. I knew I was going to say it wrong. It's going to sound like Ju Heard. Ju Heard, J-U-U, You Heard. His new album is incredible. And I think with this Sway in the Morning freestyle, I was seeing it all over social media. People are starting to notice, hey, who's this guy? He's incredible. And then they dig deep. They see he's done a bunch of songs with Jadakiss. You know, I Hate You after that song. You know, I thought he was going to blow up then, but he kind of didn't. After All I Got, I thought he was going to blow up. He kind of didn't. But, you know, now with this Ju Heard album, I think this will really do it. Because just, if you're starting listening to him, I'd suggest going back to his mixtapes. But if you start here with this album, it's a great place to start. I mean, the album, every song is incredible. It's one of those short albums, but you know, every song is good. Like, I'm good with an album being short, like Pusha T's Daytona. If every single song has impact and you don't skip, there's not one song wasted. Each one's incredible, and that's what Nino, man, did here. So check out the album, Ju Heard. That's the last time I'll say it. Check that out if you haven't already. He's incredible. Everyone's gonna, you know, be all over him now. Like, I've been listening to Nino, man, forever. Yo, I heard about him in 2014. I'll never forget it. It was a cold, rainy day. I was just, you know, going through YouTube, and I found him all by myself. No one else told me about him, so I've known him for years. But it's all gonna be lies. You know, you heard it here first. Who really has been supporting Nino, man, long? No, I think So Raspy Records is going to be like the next, you know, TDE or Dreamville or Griselda Records. They're going to be the next one to build a huge roster of great, incredible lyrical rappers that become really successful. I think Nino, man, will be like the captain of that team. Great foundation, starting piece. And then they're going to build around him. I'm excited to see what So Raspy Records has in the next year. I think 2020 is going to be a huge year for them. I think they are going to be that next record label, you know, that just blows up out of nowhere and becomes, you know, one of the biggest. It'll be on top right next to that Dreamville, right next to Griselda, TDE, all that. And Jadakiss deserves it. Who's been a better godfather to rap than Jadakiss, you know? whether he declared it or not, he should be in most people's top 5 dead or alive. You know, if he's not even in consideration, then I'll just stop listening to your opinion on rap right then. If he's not in your top 10, I'll literally shut my ears off at everything you say after that about hip hop, because you don't know what you're talking about. I don't care what you know, part of the country you're from, East Coast, West Coast, Jadakiss is respected everywhere and should be. So check out So Raspy Records. Watch for them next year. It's going to be a huge 2020. And watch for Nino, man. Excited to see his future. It's very bright, just like the sun. You know, you gotta squint when you see him. I'm sure he wears sunglasses inside, because his future's just that bright. I can't wait to see it. Exciting things ahead for So Raspy and Nino, man. And also, speaking of Sway in the Morning freestyles, Jack Harlow did 5 Fingers of Death, killed it. He's done freestyles before, you know, and he might actually even be freestyling, you know, because you can tell sometimes when they start fumbling, where you can tell when they're truly freestyling. And I think he is, you know, at least in some parts, maybe the end, maybe parts of it, the beginning was written. But Jack Harlow, you know, he killed the 5 Fingers of Death, and first of all, if they gave that to Stunner from Vegas, he really would have probably just, you know, had a panic attack and then just seriously quit rapping. He probably would have just walked out, never to be heard from again. But Jack Harlow bodied it, and I said I thought he had a new album out. That's why he was doing promo tours, and he did. It's called Confetti. It's incredible. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out, because you look at Jack Harlow, you see his picture, and you'll think, is that my Jewish friend there or something? Is that he looks like the pastor at a synagogue? But you know, no, he's a dope rapper, and he's kind of getting bigger on the scene. He's been around for a while. He's got features with a lot of big artists, but now I think with this album he's really starting to pop up. People are really starting to notice him and take him seriously, which is huge for me, because he definitely is opening a lane for ugly white kids that I desperately need. So keep doing your thing, Jack Harlow. I'll support anyone from the Fayetteville area. I lived in Wilmington for almost 10 years, got it tattooed on me, the 910. Fayetteville's right next to Wilmington, so I am very intrigued and fascinated by his rise in the upcoming, so I wish nothing but the best for Jack Harlow and his success. He's sick, you know, and he's doing it with no looks, just like me, you know. We both have to deal with the same thing. You see our pictures and you're like, why would I listen to this corny white kid talk about hip-hop or rap, either one? And then you start to listen to us and you say, oh, I get it now. He's actually pretty funny, or at least we could laugh at him. And in Jack Harlow's case, he's actually a nasty rapper. So yeah, check out Confetti. It's an incredible album. I hope it does well and really people start to notice Jack Harlow, because yeah, he's incredible. Check out Confetti right now if you haven't already. Alright, next up we got French Montana featuring Logic, A$AP Rocky off the Juice. You know, obviously Joe Button's podcast touched on this, that Logic is the worst rapper to ever grace a microphone. Obviously I've been saying that forever, so I'm not trying to beat a biracial horse, but yeah, he's definitely one of the worst to ever grace a microphone. And yeah, him on a song about a strip club is like, you know, having Colin Kaepernick, the Grand Wizard of the KKK. I mean, it just doesn't fit there, you know. Those two things just do not relate, you know. It's like fucking Peyton Manning becoming a figure skater. They're just two things that are not meant to ever connect. And Logic is like, you know, that friend who's like the real you know, conservative one or whatever, the Buzz Killington, you know, everyone's out at night drinking and You know, he's the one with the itinerary. Like, guys, let's not drink too much. This will be the last one. We got to wake up early at 6 a.m. tomorrow. We got to hike. We got. And I mean, I'm not commenting on his preference or anything. I meant to make that sound just like that guy is like, we got to hike. We got to do this. We got to do that. Instead of, you know, let's just get fucked up and have fun. You know, he's that guy when you go over to talk to him, you immediately realize you don't want to talk to this guy because he's, you know, telling corny jokes or talking about, you know, his IRA or mutual funds, or, you know, he's talking about that good book he just read, or, you know, oh, the book's so much better than the movie. He's that guy, you know, friggin', everyone's having a good time, and he's always the one wanting to talk about politics or, you know, news, what's happening in the Middle East. It's like, bro, just do a shot. Let's get fucked up. Stop it. You're fucking killing my buzz, and I hate it. So that's my, what I feel like it would be like to hang out with Logic. So get him off that song. That's it. G-Eazy featuring Gunna, I Wanna Rock. You know, G-Eazy's bringing back such great quotes like, you know, I don't even eat bacon because I don't fuck with the cops, and if I killed the best rapper out, it'd be a suicide. You know, he's bringing back those lines that have been dead. We're like, wasn't that dead for 5 years? No, because G-Eazy's bringing it back, you know. He is, like, everyone says he's kind of corny. His rhymes are very generic, general, nothing exciting. But he at least tells some feelings, has some range, you know, like, he's not Megan Thee Stallion and making 10 songs about having a fat ass. He actually does. He has songs about his mom's girlfriend ODing, you know. He tells a little bit of his life and story on some songs, you know. If you listen to his first album, he tells a lot about how his rise to fame was, you know, a rough path. He'll talk about not getting let backstage at the concerts he was performing at because they had no idea who he was. I mean, so it's not all, yeah, he phones it in for some club songs. He gives you those corny, you know, I don't eat bacon because I don't fuck with cops lines. Of course he's going to do that. That's when, you know, people get rich. They start phoning it in because they know just off their name they're going to sell records. You know, that's why I love the Nino Man Sway freestyle, because he's still hungry. He's that Eminem Slim Shady LP, that Nas Illmatic, Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt, the first album, that hunger, where they're still got the little chains on yet. They haven't upgraded to the big chains. They still got the nice little single, modest, you know, First Communion chains on. That's when they're still hungry. They want to make the big dollars. They haven't got that first big check cashed yet. So they're still, you could hear it in their voice, the hunger. You could see it in their face. That's how you could see it in that Nino Man freestyle. Like every Meek Mill song, you could just feel the hunger there. And that's where, you know, Nino Man's at. And I think G-Eazy, now that he has got his checks, you know, yeah, some of the emotion and feeling is out, a lot of more club records, but hey, he knows it's gonna make money. Why not? Why don't fix it if it's not broken? Fuck it, make your money, who cares? And Gunna, you know, Gunna, it's a big feature for him. I think he will be the MVP, either DaBaby or him. Blueface is kind of falling off. Maybe Corday had an incredible album. But, so it'll be interesting who will be the MVP of the XXL list. It could be Gunna, though. In the end, I might agree with academics on that one. And also, I mean, G-Eazy mentioned something about coke on his dick or something, becoming a cokehead. I'm really happy that G-Eazy's standing up for, you know, cokeheads. He is to coke rap what Snoop Dogg is to weed rap. And, I mean, that's great, you know, for cokeheads, once they're, you know, done peeping out of the blinds of their windows and thinking they're going to be arrested every 5 minutes. They need a leader and someone to stand up for them, a figurehead, and G-Eazy has taken that on as the coke rap white frat boy king guy, you know, whatever, James Dean of rap or whatever he calls himself, you know, good for him, you know. Someone's got to be the leader of the cokeheads, and I guess G-Eazy is proud to do it, so good for him, you know. Anyone who stands up for what they believe in, I can get with that. And Quality Control featuring Lil Baby back on. Seems like a good song, you know. Lil Baby, I saw an interview with him where he's all tweaking out on like 10 pills of Molly. So every time, you know, you listen to a Lil Baby song, you're like, am I fueling his drug addiction here? Am I literally giving him more money for drugs to, you know, hurt himself? And then I'm like, stop being such a pussy. The song is great. So that's it there. I mean, who cares what he does in his spare time? He makes great music. So it's just another good Lil Baby song. Check out Quality Control, Lil Baby, back on. Nicki Minaj's brother faces life after rape conviction. I'm not going to get into that too much, but it's just after reading it, you know, he was raping his stepdaughter, 11 years old. The 10-year-old brother would hear the bed shaking at night. He walked in on, you know, them with his pants around his ankles, her pants around his her ankles. And I guess the brother told him that he saw that, and he said, you're never going to see your mom again if you tell anyone. You know, so he threatened to kill the mother, and he was raping her 4 times a week, like actually having sex. It wasn't just oral sex or touching or anything. He was actually penetrating an 11-year-old girl 4 times a week, and like he said, he could hear her crying and screaming. Oh, it's just terrible. And I don't care if you're Nicki Minaj's brother. For something like that, I hope you rot in jail. I hope you are in prison for life, and you gotta be in PC, because if you're in Gen Pop, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna stab you. So, but frankly, I'm not scared to say he almost deserves that, because that's one of the most disgusting things. The story, even reading it, makes me sick. It's just gross. I don't know how someone could do that to a little child. He must have been, like the trauma she's gonna face from that, let alone the physical stuff, but the mental stuff. He deserves to be in prison for life, you know, no sooner. I'd say strap him with 2 or 3 life sentences just in case he comes back in an afterlife. I want him still in jail for another whole lifetime. So that's how I feel about that. All right, and ASAP Rocky opens up about his debilitating disease of sex addiction in an Angie Martinez interview recently. He opens up about his sex addiction, you know, and how tough that is for him. And let's just say quickly, sex addiction is an opportunity disease. I mean, there is no one out there, and some kid from Wisconsin, an ugly white kid who's a pig farmer, you know, working all day on the farm, just, he's a sex addict though, you know, and he struggles, he has to have sex every night. No, because he doesn't have the opportunity to have sex. He's not rich enough, not good looking enough, whatever, or he's not a girl. I'm surprised that every female in America isn't a sex addict, because they have the opportunity. I used to say this to my ex-girlfriend. She was a pretty girl, so I'd be like, listen, we get in a fight and everything, you can have sex with anyone any night of the week. You can go to a bar to pick out any guy you want and say, you know, I just fought my boyfriend, I'm a little upset, will you have sex with me? And 9 out of 10 guys will say yes right away, immediately. You know, 10 out of 10 it should be, but maybe there's some weirdo other guy, or, you know, there's obviously gay guys, whatever, but mostly any guy in the bar you could just walk up to and ask to have sex with, and he will. But for a guy like me, an ugly, normal white kid who's not rich, I can't just walk up to any girl at the bar right now and be like, hey, I just fought with my girlfriend, I'm a little upset, I'm sad, will you have sex with me? She's gonna be like, no, slap me. Maybe the law gets involved, I'm not sure, but, you know, it doesn't work that well for me as a guy. But if you're a pretty girl, or, you know, pretty much any girl, I mean, can walk up to any guy right now, ask them to have sex, and they will. So they have the opportunity. So surprisingly, you know, I wouldn't be shocked if every girl in America had sex addiction, but they don't. But, you know, being a rich guy like ASAP Rocky, at the least you could pay for it every night. So, but him, he can get, girls will willingly throw themselves at him every night. So he has the opportunity. He can afford sex addiction. A lot of people can't afford to be a sex addict because they either have to pay for it, or, I mean, you know, they just can't have sex anytime they want. So how could they, unless they're, you know, yeah, you could be a masturbating addict, but isn't that just every guy. So I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, A$AP Rocky talks about this, such a struggle. Like, you know, it's so hard to deal with having sex every day. What a hurtful disease. He acts like he lost his family over it, like they won't talk to him anymore. I'm sure you're fine, dude, with your suffering from your having pleasure every day, needing to have pleasure every day. I mean, that's it. That's all I'll say about that. Is sex addiction is an opportunity disease. You know, he's able to have sex every night, so yeah, who wouldn't? If you could, if girls were throwing themselves at you every single night, who wouldn't want to have sex every single night? So I don't think it's quite that devastating of a disease. I think it's just, you know, I call it maybe luck, or yeah, just being rich and being able to have sex. I think if speaking for every average white guy who just works normal jobs, not rich and famous, speaking from everyone, I think we would love to be afflicted with sex addiction. We're just not famous or rich enough yet, but we'll get there. If I work hard enough, I will be able to be a sex addict soon, alright? Me and A$AP Rocky will go to meetings together. You know, and that's only going to happen if you do things like, comment, and subscribe to the I Feel Like Rhyming channel. Yeah, I need your support. I thank you to all, you know, 10 of you who do support the channel. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate it. You know, like I said, if you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, you know, we'll go from having 2 foam egg crates to 4 egg crates by the end of the month, and I'm very excited about it. I can't wait. So let's work on it. Let's double up those egg crates. Let's get to 4 by the end of the month. All you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe to the I Feel Like Rhyming channel. Hit that notification bell, because there's a new 18 or more, depending how much I ramble on, 18 or more minute video every single day. I make another one, so check it out. You don't want to miss it. Alright guys, that's all I can say. Alright, I'm Kevin KMacc McCarthy. This has been I Feel Like Rhyming. Have a great day, guys. Peace.